sin,
Right.
God says, I'm taking out anybody who was even around it. You better jump off of the wagon before I consume not it, the whole world that's holding it. You don't play about some people. He says, don't touch my servant. Not with your mouth, not with your mind, not with your hands. Don't walk past them too fast without speaking to them or saying, excuse me.
Right.
He says, I don't play about folk who serve me. Prove it. I'll kill everybody.
Everybody. Start over.
And then he slowly drowned them for 40 days and 40 nights. Because I'm not giving you an easy way out. You gonna feel the weight of
You
this
gonna
one.
think about what you did before you actually like close your eyes, and then you gonna just be floating. But like, think about this, like, so like I know, like me, growing up, especially like in my 20s and stuff, man. Like, you know me, like I used to think like that, man. Like, you mess with my family, man, I burn this world down in order to like
Yeah,
make things right. And I never actually looked at the fact that like God did the exact same thing. I never even put like two and two together. So I'm like, like, people would ask me like, man, why are you so violent? Like, man, I don't even know, man. I got to change. It's like, yeah, I did have to change because I realized that I don't have to do nothing. All I have to do is just lift my hand. But I don't believe that God was so upset with me and so frustrated at me for having that kind of like thought, because God's a jealous God. I'm a jealous
absolutely.
person. Mess with my
Yeah,
family, I'll kill you. God did the same thing. So
that's
like
right.
I take kind of pride in that, thanking Him that I
Yeah.
don't have those thoughts anymore. But if God ever comes to me and tells me, Trevor, Solomon, now is the time to kill.
I think I think that those thoughts are um, something that only good people struggle with. Because I value the family foundation that not I grew up in, but that like we're setting down the
Yeah.
blocks that we built this pavement, and know that when it comes to building, Noah said, I'd rather be in safety and security of my family and animals than to have cousins and uncles and aunts and people who know me but don't support the family on board with me, because all they gonna do is be a lighter load that'll drown me. I'd rather be with animals. I'd rather be with strangers who can offer me nothing but purest intent that they're ready to go to war about it. I would rather connect it to where you become my bro and I kill the rest of it than to let somebody get on side my boat and dispute what we've been building for the family. Well, like, it's not for you. It's literally not for you.
Right.
You're literally building to save your family. And you mean you're going to let the people that you're building for come on board the ship? Not that they're immature, but they can't see it. You going to let them kill it? So I'd rather have animals.
Yeah.
Because they know how to follow instructions. They're obedient. Get in, sit in it.
Yeah.
And know we going to come out better, bigger, deeper, smarter. We're coming out of this storm, of this ship, of this flood, right? More than 2 by 2.
Yeah.
Because in our time in private, we prayed and God multiplied it. Says He shut the door, right? And I'm done, because we ain't gonna be on Noah. I stay there for a while. He shut the door, but He says put them in there 2 by 2. Because when you come to a place of solidarity, you don't need the club to secure your relationship. It's just the two of you.
Yeah.
That's for somebody that know in the Al Green era that it's just the two of us. That it only needed to be God and them. And then I grew from what people thought I would drown in. No, we didn't drown. We multiplied. He said, get out and repopulate, reproduce, be fruitful, and multiply. Don't learn here and get off and don't do nothing with it. It sounds good. Folk all in the comments talking about it's good. Do you use it when you get off the street?
I gotta say something. So if we build it, so since we're building, we can't allow the family that we're building this for, we can't allow the family to come and play on the building when it's not built yet.
Come on.
I'm trying to bless and trying to be a provider for family that I know that the blessing is for, and they messing up the building, but that's my fault. I got caught up in, oh, I need to save you. I need to be there for you when God called me to build. I need to submit them,
Daddy, what's up?
leave them alone.
Why the rest of my backpack?
Hey, Julia! But like,
His backpack, son. Your stuff is upstairs. If you don't see it upstairs in your room, in your closet, I don't know. But I know it's not right here, though. It's not going to be right here.
that's what I've been telling my kids. Like, it's why are you still looking at me? Like, don't you want to go front? But it's like,
The backpack. It's your house.
Right.
He look it all in the camera trying to find out is it in your background?
It's like I need to stay. What do you tell me all the time? You say obedience. I need to stay obedient and stop trying to be the big brother. I need to be obedient and stop trying to be the son. I need to be obedient and stop trying to be the man or whatever. Because like that's not my job. My job is to be a faithful servant and be obedient. Say build, now I'm about to build. I can't clap and clap and tell the family like this is for them to like be saved when like I'm not even over here building and I need to be building. I need to get it done because it's about to start raining. He didn't ask me to go out there and preach. He asked me to build.
Yes, sir.
So I need to go build. I need to finish my job in order so I can save my family so we can be fruitful and multiply later. I don't know what's going to happen when we're weathering through the storm, but I know that God told me to build it a certain way that so we can all be fine in it. So once the 40 days and 40 nights and the storm is over, we have to sit and be on this for 120 days. Fine. I may not like you right now, but at the end of this 120 days, I'm going to love you because we all we got. So I'm going to send the eagle out first. He come back. Then I'm going to send the dove out. He come back with a branch. Okay, cool. We're going to sit here for another 7 days, 10 days, however long. Because at the end of this, I don't care if I don't like you. I don't care whatever. But if we family, whether that's appointed to me or one that I've chosen, we going to make it, damn it. And at the end of it, once I get off the boat, once we get off the boat, you ain't never got to talk to me again. But I know you better be obedient. Go forth and multiply. Go do your assignment now. Because if you only knew the things that I've done in my past, because I've killed. Moses killed. He wasn't worried about stuttering when he was killing somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand like what the God who is blessing me, the God who gave me this assignment, you don't even know what he wanted to do to you. But he told me to build. So I'm being obedient in order so I can save all of us. And it's not for me. I'm just being obedient. So don't clap for me. Don't say, hey, good job. I don't want none of that. Only thing I want is for you to do your job.
It's crazy. Noah gets no recognition for being the father of the new world. He gets no plaque. Hardly anybody talks about Noah. It's the only man left who repopulated the God of Abraham, Isaac, who came from Noah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like we lose it. You know why we lose it? Because they never like patronize the matriarch. But that's okay. Because it was on board his ark that we made it. And that's what you said. But that's what I'm on. That's what we believe. That what God has placed on you, it sounds crazy. Ain't nobody ever seen what we're preparing for. I know it. That's okay. I gotta build it.
It don't even matter.
That like he was gonna preach for 120 years. Reread it, because you're mistaken. Your assignment is not plural, it's singular. You don't push it, you build it.
It don't even matter for like the future. If people don't talk about, don't clap about, don't sing about, that don't matter. What matters is that I did my job and y'all are over here safe. You know what? Cool. Don't talk about me. Give it all to him. Give it all to my Father who gave me the assignment. It ain't about me. When I got off, I got drunk and got naked. Don't worry about me.
It's one of those Clark Kent transparent but changing moments where he's like, as long as I know the city's safe, I can go back to my normal days. But when terror comes up, when the enemy shows up, that's when I change. Now, I don't do it in front of people,
right?
Because I don't want the attention to me.
Place.
I want the attention brought to not who did it, but what was done for us.
Yeah.
He's literally given the task and the assignment. Get them to the other side. Now, I don't know how we going to get through the flood, right? Because this is not like crossing from east to west. It's crossing from mental suppression to free from slavery. It's crossing over from I spend every single dime to where I have an IRA or a CD account where like I'm saving, not so I can buy some car, but so if I die, I have people in place. You said the other night, a wheel. That not that I'm buying new wheels, but that I've created one. Yeah. So that at least I'm trying to get them to the other side, Doc. The other side. And everybody can't go. And I know that's gonna hurt you. I know that's gonna like make you upset with me. You may not even want to talk to me because your mama couldn't go, but she couldn't go because she was toxic. Well, like, your daddy was cool people, but Uncle them can't come, son. And like, I just need you to get on board because it seems like your mind is ready for the journey. But if you trip and miss it, I can't stop the ship because we already own it. And you'll drown by it. You're trying to save people, that's not your assignment. That's why he sent Jesus. Yeah. And I ain't him. I'm just called to build this ship and get you out of this. We got to get to the other side.
A lot of people don't even realize that some of us are still on the boat when like the water's subsided. The doors are open. They're not being obedient by going forth and being fruitful and multiplying. Being fruitful in the blessings of thanking the Lord and multiplying the love and bringing people back to him. Not back to the boat, back to our Creator. Like,
even if they're multiplying, they're stipend. Because in their mind, God was good in last season because he kept us afloat. But why are we trying to stay afloat when we can go outside and grow and expand? Yeah. Well, like, I know the idea from yesterday was good. And it may have made you $1 million. But you got to step outside of that and believe God to still be God as he did provide you for that. To be God, to not be capped off in this is only what God can do. Right? Like if he's been blessing from the preachments, then he'll bless from like the advancement of the community videos too. Yeah. If God has been blessing in consecration, then he'll bless us when we're still consecrated to the assignment. You got to be not afraid, Peter, but step out there on the water. Leave the disciples behind you. I know they're talking, but they're in the ship.
Right.
But you're called to walk. You're not called to just see. You're called to step. I need you to step. Step out on it.
And there's nothing wrong with stepping out on faith onto the water and doing it, and then realize what you're doing and then start sinking, because that's okay. So that's why Jesus is out there, in order to like help you back up on top of it, help you back in the boat. And he gonna say something to you. Why you take your eyes off? Why you got such little faith? But don't get, upset because he said something to you. God says, I punish those that I love.
Yeah.
I know if I ever start going through this world and I don't have punishments, not curses, punishments.
That's right.
Then like, I know something's wrong.
Come on.
And I'm gonna do I'm gonna go back to my checkpoint of where I know I was still blessed and was having punishment. Yeah. Just so I can see if I dropped it somewhere along that time. If I can't find it, then I'm gonna go back a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. Even if I got to go all the way back to the beginning and start this all back over again, I'm not going nowhere until I know that I have it.
You said every place that you needed it, you didn't wait for it. You checked you to make sure you was on point.
Yes, sir.
And I had and regurgitated the exact same way to somebody tonight, because they didn't hear our private conversation.
Nice.
But that's where the validity of Jesus and the voyancy of God from Genesis to Luke 23, 4 and 5, Luke 23 and 4 meet. Where God makes it, that's the let there be. But then Christ comes in and checks it. That's the man naming it. But then on the cross, he said, it's finished. And God said, that's good. I need you to know that it's good that God solidified it to be created. I know it. I know he made them. I know that he got his hands on them. I know you don't like them, but they still were made. And then Christ came and said, well, every place that you want to call up that they failed there, that they didn't progress here, that they slipped up, he slept with it, he cussed over there. You shouldn't have been on the live last night, because they were letting folk have it. And we did. And Jesus said, it's finished. Every time you talk about this sin, put my blood in place of it, it's finished. I'm finished talking about it. I'm finished explaining myself about it. I'm finished trying to make up for where you would doubt me, to say that God is a believer in me because I'm a believer. And I'm finished with all that bull. And then God comes back in the New Testament, because he is Alpha and Omega, and says that I'll wipe away every place they made you cry. It's done. But then it goes back to Genesis and says, it's good. It's good that he's done, that he's finished, that I wasn't left dead in the dirt, but God brought me up from here, got me up from here. God delivered me from here. So you can't die by the weight of what they throw on you as dirt or sand. It may make me look a little dirty. That's all right. I live here. I live in the dirtiness of where I came from, because that's what God can do his malleable work at, in the dirt. It's them folk that like become too clean, that like become the enemy, because they become like, something God didn't make. But he made me, so he loved me. And I'm done and I'm finished. That's what they say.
You know what I realized? Is that a lot of people go through a bunch of trial and tribulation and all this other stuff because God wants us to rest with him. He didn't say get up and go tend to the ground. He didn't say that. He said, I got a man for that. I don't know why you over there trying to grab a hoe or in a rake and all this other stuff. well, look, since you feel that you have to, here's some other stuff that you
Yeah.
go ahead and do in order to make your job easier, in order so you can turn around and be able to see me. But I just wanted you to rest in me.
That's right.
That's all he wants us to do, is to rest in him. And then like we have to sometimes take in count and take in consideration that sometimes when we have haters, and they like, there's nothing that we can seem to do to like make them not hate us. They literally just hate us. Maybe it's because somebody in their past came out looking just like us, acting just like us, and that takes them back to a scared and a vulnerable place to where they not gonna be hurt no more. And so like they tired of certain things. So like they don't have the understanding of the love of God to realize that not everybody is that person that hurt you. Just because the person who hurt you's name is Jeremy, my name may be Jeremy, but like I'm not gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like my
That's
name starts with a T. Like we need to be cautious, A, and B, we need to be loving, even to the sometimes the people that are unlovable, because God still loves them. And like that's some of our biggest assignments is what does it say? Love those who hate you, bless those
that's right.
who curse you.
That's right.
Like,
Do good to them that talk about you.
and he says that. Then he says they gonna crucify you.
They will.
Was it Matthew chapter 5?
Yeah.
Just that whole account. Like, so you want me to bless these people, but you said blessed
Yeah.
is me. You want me
Yeah.
to love these people, but you say I gain the kingdom of heaven. So it's like, when you think about it, it's really that important to put self aside. Like I
Yes.
said, if I know that I was hurt by somebody who looks like whatever, and then somebody else comes along and they happen to have the same kind of features or the same kind of hair, same kind of talk, same walk, the church hurt people. I don't ever want to go back to church, and I don't want to talk to no Christians because I was hurt by a Christian in a Christian church. Well, sweetheart, first of all, I'm not a Christian. I'm a believer of the Most High. Could I please introduce you to him? You know what I'm saying? Like they're just so hesitant. And I completely understand. But just know that I'm not going to give up. We've already had this video. That at first you don't
Yeah.
succeed, you're going to try again. And that's what my job is. It's to present you to the Lord.
That's
So that
right.
just know that is every time you run, I'm going to be on your heels because I love God and I love myself and I love you and I want to show you. Sometimes we have to just get past like the hatred of what they're giving us, because we'll never understand, because they'll never be able to form into words because they're still children. They haven't learned their ABCs. They haven't learned how to say, hey, I have to use the bathroom. Hey, I'm hungry, because they're still on that hurt. We have to sometimes like just be
Good
the
God.
image, like how Jesus was the image, the guide. Yeah, I know he was the sacrifice. He died for our sins. I can't die for your sin. Only thing I can do is just be a good model. So I know that sometimes, and I don't know who I'm speaking to. I know I'm partly speaking to myself, but I know sometimes it is tough, especially when those people are coming at you and they coming at you and they coming at you and they threaten you and they take things away from you that you love.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not doing that because it's a direct thing against you, because they don't know you.
That's good.
So the only thing you do is you present them to your Lord. You present them to the Most High. You pray for them. You pray for them. You pray for them. You pray for your strength, because He'll give it to you. And as they're punching you, as they're throwing stones at you, you still got your arms out, talking about stop hitting. That's all I have.
Doc, you had to have been in our private devotion last night. Simon Peter, on his way to the cross, not Simon, Jesus, he stops and has a conversation and says, Satan wants to have you.
Yeah.
He can sift you. So I've prayed not for the devil, Simon, I've prayed for you. And here's the hard part about the text. Simon didn't say anything.
Right.
So I just told you what the problem was. And the only reason I'm praying for it is because you don't see it. It's not the devil, it's you. I'm praying that you don't fail because you're asking me to destroy you.
Right.
And he's like, God, I don't want to miss it. But I devalue the image. I don't even claim it. In private, I pretend. So in public, I don't know that man. You just said, people don't be pretending. They be trying to display love, but they haven't graduated to this level. Because hatred doesn't exist. It's just ill-interpreted love. Them folk don't hate you, right? When you find somebody who's abusive, it's not that they hate you. It's that they love you, but they have ill ways of showing it that when you receive it, it doesn't strike you as love, it strikes you as disapproval.
Yeah, because they were loved like that. People can only love the way that they were loved. And the way that, like, I love myself, I can only love someone else the way I love myself. Then eventually you will start loving me the same way that I love myself, because it's just a vicious cycle until we learn to stop being vicious and stop being on a cycle. Because I'm not the woman who suffers with the bleeding for 12 years. I am a child of the Most High who sent his son down here to die for my sins. In his blood, I'm clean, so I don't worry about none of that stuff. So only thing I have to do is just love. I know it seems different. That's one of those 4-letter words, but guess what? It's just 4, not 3. Not the Holy Trinity, because that don't exist. But 4.
Yeah, come on. It's just one word. One syllable. Word.
Love.
One. You don't need a board. You don't need their approval. All you need is one word tonight, and that's not business. That's not money. That's not friends or capital. That ain't Trump or Biden. That's love. That in the beginning was the Word. Not in the beginning was God. In the beginning was the Word. But what was that word? Besides water, it was love. That it was an ocean overflowing for me. So it embodied me before I even knew me to be. That's why he tells Jeremiah, my namesake, he says, I knew you. Because while you were sinking in me, I was solidifying you, planning for you. I was developing you on the inside, the incubation stages. Not because you're birthed out of your mother's womb in water, but before you got there, you were baking in me. I knew you.
If you have love,
it hovered.
Yeah.
He hovered over the waters. That God didn't call you out there to drown because you didn't feel loved or you thought people didn't like. Or you messed up one too many times and fell prey, and like Peter, you fell under the ground, under the water, under the weight. He says, I leave my spirit out there to catch you every time.
Yeah.
That he'll blow his wind back into you every time. And we thank God for being not the God of a second chance. I don't serve that kind of God who becomes suppressive with his chances.
Right.
Serve God of another and another and another chance. Over and over and over. Another chance.
if you just have love, then faithful with it, you'll be able to build anything, even if you go bankrupt. Because I have enough love that I've given it out to everyone else that somebody will eventually see me bankrupt. That God
That's
loves
right.
me so much that He'll send somebody to me that
That's right.
I've loved in my past, and I wasn't loving them, showing them love for like clout or like for a future endeavor. I was doing that because that's what is required of me. And now He's sent somebody that like I haven't seen in a long time, and they offering their hand to me as a hand up, not a handout, in order for me to get back on the righteous path, in order for me to become what God has wanted me to become in the first place. But that's actually what a lot of people fail to realize is that uh in Revelation, or what was it, the church of Thyatira, I believe, they lost
Yeah.
their first love.
Lost the love.
How do you lose your first love? First love is the word. Love is God. So you love everything else, but you don't love the one who loved you enough to create you. That's a problem.
That's what John said. John in Revelations 1. Just said, I, John, on the Isle of Patmos, in prison, locked up in it, because of the word. Then it goes on into his like, not contradiction, but his like, please correct it.
Mhm.
That if I can be on an island in prison, they really threw away the key, the door, the cellmate. It's just me out here under it. It says, but because I love the word, I'll sit in it. Even if I have to die on Patmos by myself, it's because of the word. It says, y'all don't love him like this. Y'all love him because he blesses with money and houses and cars and kids and stuff. I need you to love him when he isolates you. Love him. When he don't do it for you, love him.
Yeah.
When God don't answer the prayer the way you want it to, but send you strength and say it, when you become Christ in the garden praying, God, let this cup pass, and God don't answer, but send strength so you can go through the fight that you're asking him to help you get over, can you still love him to fight it? Love him to face it? Love him to come here and be doubted by it? Where you could die in it. Come on, Stephen. They can stone you about it. Can you still look up and be like, I love him. I love him. I love him. Regardless, I love him. I die for him. I love him. I love him. We weren't even going on love, but love conquers everything.
Love can build a business. Love builds love builds the believer, who later on has enough faith to step out on faith in order to have the business, and that tied all the way back around. There you go.
So whoever had a question tonight about anything, your answer is love.
That it, yeah. The doors of the church is now closed.
It's cold outside. You can send your donations to paypal.me /No Walls LLC. Now we do accept all contribution. I tell you, he said, I love them. So Jay, leave the word for him. He said, Trevor, I love them. Don't just build for them. Give them instructions how to build it. But you just did. Just love him and know he'll lead you. You may not hear clear now. Love him and it'll clear up.
Right. I was going to say, you may not be paying attention, but there's whole instructions there in front of you that you didn't see before because you were so worried about whatever. But like now you like developing a relationship of love. Now you're like, where did this paper come from?
Yeah.
And do I have to build? I don't. Because like the love is like still trying to grow, so it's like I don't really understand all of these words. I'm speaking about me. So it's like I don't understand all of the vision, all of the dream that you want. I see what you told me to build. But I thank God that He sends people like you who love me, that's like there to like help me interpret and help me
That's
use the
good.
right kind of tools in order to finish building, to even get it started. Because I just see the finished goal. Because that's where my mind is. But it takes more than just
That's
a
crazy.
Moses to guide people out. It takes an Aaron too. It takes more than just a Noah to build the ark. It takes a Jonah to be able to fall and be in the belly of the whale. Son, it, it takes more than a Daniel to save everybody than just to end up in a fiery furnace turned up 7 times hotter, dancing in there with the Son of Man, Son of God.
Not who's it? Daniel, because he ends up in the lion's den. His friends who wasn't with him, but walked away from him. So I'm leaving faith behind with you that it's gonna secure you too. It's different because it's not just Daniel, it's David. Well, if you want to walk through it, then let's do it. But David stood in front of Saul, shouting to the giant. But Saul didn't even know it's you I'm slaying. I'm coming for the throne, not because I'm so big, but because that you took it from God and started doing your own thing. Not that I'm Saul and gonna die, but I'm Saul who turns to Paul that I used to kill him, but now I just baptize him. I don't baptize them in the water, but I believe like Jesus, I baptize them with fire. That when they come here, they'll never experience where they come from again.
Right.
Not fire like hell, fire like the one in Acts chapter 2, that when we was all on one accord, singing and praising, thanking God that He got up, that we began speaking in their tongues. Because there's no place I can't go and be fluent. There's nothing that God would reveal to me that I couldn't get it, comprehend it, or my bro couldn't explain it. I know that we got up from here because we missed Him walking away there, not Him going into transfiguration. Because the angels came and said, "Why y'all looking up there? There that man go." He says, "I want y'all to make disciples."